Hi everyone, it's Mike here and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today is first Saturday of a brand new month, which means it's time for October's mission inspiration. But also I'm kicking off with day one of my 7 days of Halloween. So let me turn over to my overhead camera and I'll show you the prompts for October and I'll explain what I'm going to do for my first official Halloween project for 2022. Okay, so October's mission inspiration, the random prompt pulled out of the box was a stitch in time, which is a bit funny because last month was called Fabricate It. I've got all the stitching ones out at once. So yes, a stitch in time, sew or stitch fabric, paper or other fibres. There we go. So it's October. This is day one of my 7 days of Halloween. So what character in Halloween has stitching? Has to be our friend Frankie. So I've got my sewing kit here. This is what I use for when I did my zombie dolls a couple of years ago. Still got all the kits. That's foam pricking mat and all the rest of it. So let me just pop the prompts to one side for 1 second. I've also got out a few bits and pieces of Halloween material, some Tim Holtzy Halloween materials as well. So I've gone to my Dina Wakley multi-surface journal because in there I've still got one of those kind of fabric pages. So what I kind of want to try and do is using some of the Tim Holtz what are these backdrops, Halloween backdrops. So this is an untouched packet, so I'm quickly going to kind of flick through. Now we've got some nice kind of vintage backs on there, kind of marbled end papers. There we go, that's what I'm trying to say. We've got some, let's see, bit of stripiness. That's an enlargement of the one that he's had before. Don't think we haven't noticed Tim. Let's have a go. Let's have a look, see what else we've got. Any other kind of labelly ones? Let's just flick over to the other side and see what we've got. I suppose I should have just looked at the pictures, shouldn't I? So we've got all sorts of maybe it's a bit William Morris, that one. What else have we got? Vintagey, wallpapery kind of fabricy types. Yep, no, let's flip back over to the other side. So we've got 1, 2, 3. So let's see what else we've got. Discarded like that. And maybe a little bit of that one. Right, so let's put the rest of those away. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to cut these up into little pieces and I'm going to stitch a kind of collage. Let's say cut them up, I'm going to tear them actually. Let's see if I've got my paper tearers. There we go. Let's see, do we want big one? No, we just want small paper tearers. So yeah, I think that'll do. That will do for now. So let's see, about there, I think, down the middle. I'm just gonna just pull lightly, and you can see you've got that real kind of nice torn decal edge there. That will do for that bit there, I think. So we've got a nice piece there. I'm going to just lay out a few pieces. I may even double up on a couple, but let's just see. Let's take this end off there. Not going to throw anything away. I like this bit here because it says electrical on it, because we all know that Frankie was born of electricity. So we'll have that bit like so. And then we'll take that piece there that says discarded. So we'll have that. And maybe tuck that across there. Where is that? Periodic chart of the atoms. Where did that one come from? I must have put that down and not even noticed it. I like that one. So let's have a piece here in the bottom right hand corner. There we go. Yeah, let's have that piece down there. And then we will have another piece of that in the bottom right hand corner. So let's just tear a piece off about there. So we'll have that discarded right the way across the middle. I think. Yeah, I'm liking that. Right, that'll do for now. So let me just pop those pieces to one side, including that cutting mat. Right, so what I need is my pricking tool, and you know, it's funny, I had my pokey tool the other day. There it is. It was just on the worktop, and I was sitting with an emery board sharpening it, so it's quite sharp. Right, so what I want to do is just lift up the page, pop my pricking mat underneath it a little bit, and then let's just pop some holes. So we'll go, just do some holes. And I'm not going to go really kind of like uniform. And I'm probably not even going to use all of them. Okay, so needle. Boom, boom, boom. Got some red thread. And a needle. Let's have a look. Let's see if I can thread this first time. Yes. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift up the piece of paper and I'm going to just poke it straight through. And then I'm just going to kind of push through. Like I said, I'm not going to do every one. I want to leave that tail where it is. So this needle's probably sharp enough that I didn't need to even poke the holes through. Yeah, I could probably got away with it. Right, just tie a knot in that, which I should have probably done to start off with. Made a complete hash of that, haven't I? Oh, do you know? I'm going to leave it because it's just going to take too long for me to fiddle around with for the time being. So instead, let's just carry on stitching down. Okay, so I've got my bits sewn on. That was a bit of a trauma. I don't do sewing often enough for it to be second nature for me, so yeah, I find it quite difficult because I don't do it very often. Right, okay, so the next bit then is what I want to do is I need to cut this out, but before I do, I think I'm going to stitch it first. So let me just move. I'll just put a card in so I know where I am in the journal. So using my pokey tool, I'll be very, very careful. And I am going to put just small holes just where the stitching is on his forehead and on his chin. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do an in and out, and I'm going to use the red because it's going to stand out against that green of his skin. I know probably on the computer it looks like it's blue, but it actually isn't, it's green. On the computer screen, I should say. Of course, I've lost my, there we go, I found one. There it is. I knew that was going to happen. Right. Let me cut two lengths while I'm at it, so at least I know I've got enough unravelled. That should do. Tim Holtz scissors don't react well with thread. Now then, what did I do with the needle? See, rookie mistake there. I should have securely put the needle away first now. I don't know where it's gone, and that's not good. Is it still in the journal? You guys at home probably know exactly where it is. No, it's not in the journal. You'll probably see me put it down somewhere. It's a stupid thing to do, particularly with Mr. Bentley hanging about. Right, let me find the needle and I'll be back in 2 seconds. Is it still attached to that thread that I've just used? It is, isn't it? Yes. Whew. There we go. That was very careless of me. Stupidly careless, but... Right. Let's get my needle thread out. In case you're wondering about the needles I'm using, these are sashiko needles, Japanese sashiko needles. They're strong, long, very sharp, but they've got a decent sized eye, which makes it a bit easier to thread. And I also found that long needles with big eyes don't tend to be sharp like darning needles, which I found when I've been doing my bookbinding. You can get a decent needle with a big eye, but it's as blunt as I don't know what. Whereas these Japanese sashiko needles have both. They're sharp, they go through paper and card, but also they've got a decent sized eye on them. Right, so I'm going to go through that first one. And then through, oh, it just fell straight back out again, look. Through. And I'm going to go across. And then back in. And then across. And then back in. Just to make it easier on me. And I'm not pulling tight because I don't want to tear the card. Okay, so let me just pop a hole there and a hole there. Now I can go through that one. And then I'm going to go under all of them and then back through. And then we've got it perfectly stitched. And then what I can do is I can just quickly just catch it off. Just wrap it round a couple of times, and then one more, and then I'll knot that just before. There we go. I've probably got enough actually. I didn't need to cut that second length. I'm going to do the same thing across the top. So I'll just knot that again. Okay, so we'll start there. Fairly quick. I did toy with the idea of sewing a button in for his eye, but decided against it. Okay, so again, hole there. I'm going to put one in, actually I'm going to put two in the middle, and then another one at the very end, so that I can go up through that one, and then just gently push the needle through halfway. And then I'm going to go back in and then I'm going to come back out again with the other, and then under with that second lot, and then I can just nip right back under again. That final stitch, and then I can do exactly the same thing that I did with the previous one. Just go around, do a very, very kind of like loose knot. There we go. Right, so let's pop those away. Then I can flip my Frankie character around. There we go. You can see the stitch in there now. Now all I have to do is to cut Frankie out. And I shall do that using my scalpel, which I've left over in the West Wing. Hang on a second. Oh. Okay, so now I can just start to trim Frankie out of the sheet. So I'll just go away, finish cutting him out, and then I'll be back. Okay, haha! Managed to cut him out, lovely. Right, let's grab my page again. So this time Let's have a look to see if we've got some bits of ephemera we can kind of maybe just tuck in at various different places. Now I'm just looking around for some glue. There we go. Right, let's just see if we can get some flow in. There we go. Oh, I suppose before I do anything, just give everything a quick whip over, just because I'll just dirty up some of these edges as well. Just because. Right, where were we? How are you? Glue. Let's see what other bits we've got. Maybe a few poison labels that we can get rid of. The problem with Halloween, if there is a problem, is that it's only once a year and you buy all this stuff and you can't really use it all year round. It's like Christmas bits. It's annoying, the fact that you know, if you miss your window, you've just got to wait until maybe the next. So let's see what else we've got. Denatured alcohol, yeah, we like that one. But I don't want to cover too much of all the stitch work that we've done. Maybe just tuck a little bit down there. Let's see what else we've got. What's that nice orange one over there? Spirit of camphor. Yeah, that can go there. And then have we got anything else? We can just have another little one over here, maybe another little poison one. I was actually tempted to try and sew him onto the page, but I thought no, it'd be far too fiddly, and I'm prone to probably tearing and ripping it. So let's do that, going in that direction next to the stitching. Yes, like it. Alright, so now all we have to do, of course, is try and dirty up the edges a little bit. I put that away too soon. Okay, so let's flip that over, grab some of that glue. And I have printed this out on card. So, and I did think about raising this up on foam pads. And then when I tried to find some foam pads, I couldn't find any. So I think in my tidiness, they were one of those things that I don't use very often, so I've probably thrown them away, which is always the case. You throw it away and then the following week you need it. So yeah, I always felt sorry for Frankenstein's monster, like totally misunderstood. So of course it can't be, or it won't be, Halloween unless we add the obligatory googly eye. But I suppose that's the whole point about the story, isn't it? I mean, he was blamed for everything by the villagers, made a scapegoat, and it wasn't really his fault. I mean, it was totally stitched up. Sorry. So there you go. That's my mission inspiration art journal collage for the month of October. There we go. So, and the prompt was a stitch in time. So sew or stitch fabric, paper or other fabric. Ta-da! I think mission accomplished. And for my first day of Halloween, my first of my 7 days of Halloween, not a bad one to start off with. So I hope you've enjoyed watching me create this collaged, stitched art journal page. If you have, please remember to give the video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel already, you can do so by clicking the button at the end of the video. That's all from me for now. I'll see you all again very, very soon. Bye for now.